If you have been thinking to yourself recently that you feel really bad in the situation that you're in, that you feel like you have, you know, whenever someone's like a hoarder and they hoard like really unnecessary shit in their life, like just like in their house, and it feels like heavy, kind of like, say you have like a room or something, you have like a bunch of clothes in there, a bunch of items that don't really mean anything to you anymore. If you just hold on to them, just hold on to them just in case you'll need them again or whatever the heck. There's some situations and people like that in your life, and I realized that recently, where like I had this friend, right, and we've been friends for like best friends for a while now, and I finally was like, damn, I have the best friend, like I finally have my best friend who I just like love so much. And I had to let them go because I was holding on to them just for the sake of being able to say that I had a best friend. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people do that with like jobs and people. They just keep them around to say that they have that, or just to say like, I've had a best friend for 6 years, so I'm so loyal, or I'm so loyal to my job, I've had it for 10 years, but it's actually bringing them nothing in life. So today I want to talk about how to let things go and how to know when to let something go, because I feel like that's such a hard thing. So yeah, the first thing is that you keep people around for comfort. Like I would keep around the nastiest bitches ever just for my own comfort, I guess, and not necessarily because those people made me comfortable. Like they definitely didn't. They didn't provide any comfort or stability or anything like that into my life. I just felt comfortable because they had been there for so long. Like I feel like with people, we all want connection and we all want stability and comfort, and what comfort can look like is just someone who's been around for a long enough time and who knows as well. And that's what they were. Like I had these friends for so long, and my recent friend of 5 years, best friend of 5 years, like I thought that I had finally found my friend, like my best friend. Like I was like, fuck yeah, like yes, I'll have someone to invite to my wedding and blah 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 blah. And I just like became so attached to that, I guess, you know what I mean? And so even like the idea of like, even if it's about like a man or something, and like the idea of them being around forever brings you so much comfort. So having that taken away from you or having to cut that off is such an uncomfortable thing. Like you don't want to have to get rid of someone or get rid of a job or something that you had imagined a life with. Sometimes shit changes and you feel differently about it, or you know, they flip one on you after they got you and they think that they can outplay you, and that sucks because like you really thought that like this was going to be your person or this was going to be your job, and now that fact that that's changing is so uncomfortable. And so I literally used to like hold on to things because in the past it was good. Like this used to like bring me so much comfort. Like this person literally brought me comfort, not just the friendship or just the fact that they were stable. The fact that they were who they were brought me comfort at one point, and now it doesn't, and I can get that back. Like I would literally like fight for the past. Like I saw no betterment of the future in regards to how they behave right now. I didn't see a good future, but I was like, you know what, they were this good in the past, and I obviously really liked them in the past, so I can get that back if I work hard enough. And that's just such a toxic mentality to have, because that makes it seem like you are at fault for everything, you are in charge of everything, and you cannot control anybody. Yeah, and like the friend having to end that friendship, actually I was like, because I really thought, like I was like, this is my literal best friend, like this is like, we got along so well when things were good, but when things were bad, it was really bad too. Like she would, you know, talk shit about me to guys that she liked, or tell them about things that like I didn't want her to tell them just to gain their trust. And she would be like, oh, I throw my friend under the bus to you, see, you can trust me and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, like you just met this guy, babe, it's been 3 days. Like we've been friends for what, 5 years, and you met this guy 3 days ago and you're already acting like this? Don't be cray cray. But anyway, yeah, and I like the realization that I had to let it go. I was like, what if I just crawl in a hole? And it especially sucks for people who are like creatures of habit. Like I love repetition, like the same thing every single day. Like, I love repetition. I love having a schedule. And so having something that was so comfortable for me just because they were around for so long, making that decision to cut them out, I was like ripping my hair out, literally. But yeah. And I feel like with like significant others especially too, like sometimes like whenever you were younger, you might have created a version of them in your head based on the information you had back then. But now like you kind of set your older self up to fail because now you've like trained your older self to believe what your younger self thought, which is not your fault. But yeah, sometimes we hold on to things because we're fighting for the past, kind of. And I feel like in toxic relationships and friendships and stuff, the person who is abusive will play hot and cold with you. Like, they'll be really good sometimes and so nice and so perfect and everything you've ever wanted in life, and then they'll flip one on you and be really mean to you, and that becomes like a game. Like, you want the good so bad again because you're like, they can be good, like the good is so amazing, like they can be good, I just have to find a way to get them. It's like a gamble basically, and it becomes like a game and it becomes addictive. And I feel like it is not like a coincidence, you know what I mean? Like, some people are like, my man wouldn't do that, they just are bipolar or something, and I'm like, no babe, like maybe, but like fuck, like that's not a healthy relationship, to constantly be fighting for the good and like tiptoeing on eggshells to make sure that you don't set them off and whatever. So that is definitely a sign that you gotta boot that bitch out of here. Is that you feel resentment. That's the first sign. If you feel resentment towards anything or anyone, it's so hard to overcome that, okay? Because there's been a lot of situations where I felt resentment against somebody or against like a job or like a manager or something, and I was like, you know what, like I'll work on it, like like it'll be fine. And it wasn't, because I couldn't let the resentment go, and it just kept building and building, and it was just like, whenever you hold so much hatred against something or someone, it's not good for your life and your health. You live such a short life, by the way. Like, this life is so short, not to get philosophical or anything, but like this life that we have is so short when you think about it. And if you're going to hold on to something, just like thinking like, oh, it was so good at one point, like now I can get that point back, or like I'm resentful now, but someday I won't be resentful and I'm just gonna keep this job or keep this person in my life just to keep them. It's so unhealthy. And so for a long time, like I was resentful against this manager because she was so rude to my friend, right? And like my friend used to be the favorite of the company, and then whenever I went there, I started becoming the favorite, and she was really rude to my friend and whatever, and I was like, this bitch sucks. Like, this manager sucks. And then so I became resentful, and they wouldn't give us like time off, even though if we like requested it like 2 weeks ago, like they just wouldn't give us time off and stuff. So I was like, I don't like you. And I was like, you know what, it'll pass, like I'll be like fine, like whatever. But it never was fine. And recently I had this friend who, best friend, like the best friend that I was talking about, we were friends for so long, and she just randomly started to like think she was better than me, I guess you could say, and just start like thinking, like she like straight up would tell me she thinks she's prettier, she thinks that guys would want her more. I'm like, who gives a gaff, but okay, and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, like she's getting really on my nerves, and like even if I would talk to her about it and stuff, like she wouldn't understand why I'm annoyed, and the resentment was building. But I was like, you know what, like whatever, like we've been friends for so long, like it's fine, it's never fine, like it'll never go away. And after a while, like I started snapping at her and stuff, and like getting annoyed over small things, and that's when you know resentment is building. Whenever like a job or something, there's small things that are going wrong, but you like escalate it to a point where like you would never would have had you not been resentful. The next thing is that you start to look for signs. You look for signs to let things go. Like, I should let my job go if I see a panda, or I should let my man go if I meet someone and their name is Madeline. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look for signs anywhere, and it kind of plagues your mind. Because for a while, whenever I was like thinking to myself, like, should I quit my job and find a different one, I was like thinking like, okay, if I see a fucking green tree that I'm gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I see a duck today, then I'm gonna let my job go. And I was just like saying that every single day. Like every single day I woke up, I was like, give me a sign if I should leave my job, anyone. And it's like, if you, like, the fact that you're looking for a sign is the biggest sign. Like, it's in the back of your mind all the time, whether you should leave it or not. Guess what? It's probably a sign that you should let it go. The next sign is that you're fighting in order to keep something in your life. Like, for example, my friends in the past, I would literally bend over backwards to keep them in my life. Like, they would plan like outings without me and talk about it in front of my face, and I'd be like, okay, next time, like, how about let's all do something together. Instead of telling them that that made me feel bad, I would literally put down all of my feelings just so they wouldn't get mad at me, or just so that we wouldn't have something to fight about, because if we fought, maybe they would leave. You know what I mean? I was such an anxious attachment style. Like, I just wanted people to stay in my life so badly that I would be like, my feelings don't matter, like as long as we all get along. And there was one time specifically where this friend of mine, literally, like, on our trip, like, we were all supposed to room together, and she dropped me to go with the popular people. Like, the popular people, I think, had three. It was like 3 girls that were together and you needed 4, so she went with them. And I was like, I'll make you guys a 4 so you guys can all stay together, and just dropped me, so I had to go, like, find some other random bitch to go with. And I was like, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. But I, like, instead of being mad at her, like, I would maneuver anything to make sure that her feelings never got hurt. I didn't give a shit about my feelings. Like, who gave a shit about me? You know what I mean? Like, I took care of everybody else so that I still had friends. And I feel like that was, like, such a big sign that I had to let shit go, or had to cut people off. Or I didn't even have to cut them off. If I would have gotten mad at them once, they would have, you know, but they just liked people that they could walk all over, because they were probably so insecure with their own life that they were like, at least I can, like, boss her around and make myself feel superior. And I was like, okay, like, as long as someone wants me, which is so unattractive. Like, that's so gross. Something that also fits with what I was just saying is that you sacrifice your own self-worth to keep things together. And that's something that I definitely did. Like, I sacrificed my self-worth so many times. Like, this person that I was friends with would, like, yell at me in front of everybody, and I'd be like, yes ma'am. Like, it was so bad. Like, I literally was embarrassing the fuck out of myself. Or, like, a job, like, a manager could scream at you and you'll be like, yes ma'am, absolutely, I am a piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you are putting down your values in order to maintain this job or this whatever. Like, you are, like, if you're with a man or something and they're like, I will only stay with you if you pay for everything, if you clean all my stuff, if you cook for me every single day, and you're like, yes sir. And it's like, that is so disgusting. But like, we've all been there. We've all been in that situation. Maybe not all we, but like people who are watching this probably, you know what I mean, have all been in that situation, and there's no shame in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a weak moment where, like, people take advantage of people who just really want company. Like, for a long time, I just really wanted friends, like, so badly. And unfortunately, I was just around weird ass bitches. And sometimes whenever you're, like, insecure and desperate, you attract those types of people that just want to take advantage of you so badly. You attract really narcissistic people. But yeah, like, as soon as you realize that, like, and like for a while, like, I had to pretend to be something that I wasn't in order to keep them around. Like, I'd have to agree with their opinions, even if I thought it was wrong. Like, even if I knew if it was wrong, I would still agree just to make sure we didn't fight, and things like that. Like, it was just like literal hell. But that's literally what it was. Like, I would do anything to keep them in my life. I was gluing our friendship together, literally. Like, I was like holding the spider web in place. Embarrassing, but true. And honestly, there's no, like, secret to how you cut these people off. You just kind of do. Just do it. Anytime I've ever cut anyone off, I have just done it. And at the beginning, don't let it fool you. It's going to suck, and you're gonna be like, did I make the wrong choice? Like, am I a loser? And do I have no friends? Do I have no man? Do I have no girl? Like, do I have nobody in my life? Like, do I have no job? Like, it's gonna feel like that because obviously this change is drastic, but just stay with it. Because for a while, like, I was crying whenever I lost my friend. Like, I was like I didn't think necessarily that I made the wrong decision. Like, I knew it was the right decision because obviously I chose to make this really hard decision for a reason. Like, I wouldn't just do that. Like, I'm not impulsive. Like, I wouldn't just cut someone off to cut them off. Like, I obviously did it for a reason. So I had to trust myself. And the more you cut people off and the more you cut off bad things in your life, the more your confidence will go up because you'll be like, okay, like, I do these things for myself because I deserve good things. I deserve good people. I deserve good opportunities, good jobs. So, yeah. But that's basically it. Now I gotta drive all the way back to my destination because I drove all the way out here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a blast driving together, honestly. Yeah. I bought this like tripod thing to stand it up because I was like, period, like, now I can like finally drive and talk. I don't have to sit in like a parking lot or like have designated times to I don't need to have like designated times to drive. I can just drive and have a good time. But yeah, these people probably think I'm stalkers. I've literally drove past this neighborhood, I kid you not, like 4 times now. I'm gonna be like, what is wrong with this girl? And I'm gonna be like, don't worry about it. But yeah, I love this tripod. Like, I bought 2 in the past and they were doozy trash. I was like, why is my phone flying all over the place? But this tripod, absolutely, like, it's like a magnetic one and it's working wonders. My phone hasn't fell once. It's so sturdy. I'm like, okay, period. I thought it was gonna be a little bit sus. It's literally magnet. I was like, my phone's gonna be flying off because my phone probably magnet isn't gonna be strong enough to keep my phone up. It's been amazing. Like, it's truly been a pleasure. Pleasure is all mine. But yeah.
Whoa!
What do you see?
The park!
I know, they're building something there. That's cray cray. They're building a new school there. Isn't that crazy? But yeah. Hopefully I'd never get pulled over with this thing. Like, people would be like, she's TikToking and driving, because I film everything on TikTok. And like, she's TikToking and driving, I'm gonna be like, yeah, but I'm not texting and driving. I'm just like serving cunt and driving. Like, now what? But anyway, back to my desk. Alright, period. See y'all later.